What's poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée. I'm going to start this one off with a classic while we let everybody join. It's me and my man AJ Wrights Crypto and Just Pay Me an Algo. Let's go. Got a big show for y'all today. Big price prediction Bitcoin. Other big stuff coming. Big announcement.
I don't need your money. Just pay me an algo. I don't need your money. Just pay me an algo. When I spit rhymes, then you know I'm talking big time. Ownership of real Web3. I'ma get mine, ayy. Throwing up the A on a vacay. Flew from the Bay to the A here with AJ. The trilemma, Silvio was solving that. The chain works, give them other jerks a heart attack. Fast, cheap, and easy, it's just another part of that. ZK, and I ain't even mentioned market cap. OG governor, trust me, it's a luxury. Make it while I'm staking, but it's still self-custody. Reward with no risk, everybody gon' support this. No infighting, cause the whole chain is forkless. At the Cipher, met a lady though from Mexico. A genius got a wife, but she's a sapiosexual. And baby know at 24, Algo was next to blow. Pump so big, they'll say, damn, what you flexing for? I don't need your money. Just pay me an algo. I don't need your money. Just pay me an algo.
You need to re-up your cash flow, man. Why don't you do that with Algo, man? 4 seconds, 4 seconds. 4 seconds, yeah, it takes 4 seconds. When I spit bars,
get it poppin',
you know
y'all.
I take it this far.
Just
I don't need a
up.
whip bit, boy, I borrow his car.
Gas.
Damn, this thing's fast. AL to the Geo, and we ain't paying gas. Do I look like I use Cash App? I'm about to tether up every rack in my backpack. Do I look
Shout
like
out
I
AJ
use
Wrights
Cash
Crypto.
App? I'm in the gutter, boy, on the chart.
Writes all
I'm a
his own
lab
raps.
rat. Look, I just want y'all to see me gleam. I'm sick of staring
Look
at
at
the
the
top
chat.
through a TV screen. I want to shine like the bottom of a DVD. No, I can't make it there trading BTC.
Andrew in the
Grad
house, what's
graduate,
poppin'?
you ain't got a GED. Yeah, they call me a prophet, but you can't take me. Man, this Algorand chain is so easy. And if the wallet gets hacked, just go rekey.
I don't need your money.
We're just getting warmed up here, y'all. What's poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée.
I don't need your
On Thursday, my 25th
Just pay me
live
an
stream.
algo.
You need
A little
to re-up
benchmark
your
for
cash
me.
flow, man. Why don't you do that with Algorand? 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds. Yeah, it takes 4 seconds.
All right, we're going to get into it here in a second. Let a few more people join. That was a banger right there. You feel me? Look, I even got the Algorand chart pulled up right here. What's up, Andrew? Say something in the chat if y'all can hear me fine. I had to disconnect it. I've been making some more content for y'all. I've been getting a lot of requests for some more like evergreen videos, and so I'm going to be spending some more time on that. But I'm going to get into that in a second. Just look at the Algorand chart real quick. Some of the altcoins are holding up better than others, and just by playing that song, it kind of gave me a little inspiration here. Let me pull up my Algorand chart here. I got to open I have my long-term bags in Algorand. As you all know, I'm an Algorand bull, even though price action's been trash considering since 2021. However, relatively speaking, now that things have kind of reset, you might want to call it, this year. And basically, Algorand is not doing bad in the exact moment here. This is today on the 1 hour chart, kind of holding up flat there relative to, let's see, Bitcoin, for example. Kind of similar to Bitcoin, better than some other stuff. ETH's down. See, I got a short on ETH right now, going down a little bit. But here's the big Bitcoin price prediction here. And this is what's been going on, first of all, right? Bitcoin had the epic pump all the way from down here, and it's kicking around up here. One little pullback, a little jump up, is sitting here. And this is what we're talking about, that 8 hour wave right here on Market Cipher B. So we got the red dot, and what do I usually say happens? Things retrace. So price comes up. He finally starts to come down. You get the 8 hour dot right here. If you can see it, it's a red dot right here, okay? And then price doesn't just come straight back down again. No, why? Because the 12 hour isn't red just yet, right? That's how it works, is that like all the dots got to start coming before you get a major reversal. But things start slowing down. The momentum starts slowing down, okay? So we had the pump. We bounced off of resistance pretty much perfectly too. Let me move this out the way. Pretty perfectly, right? And now we're having a retrace, but it ain't that strong. You see what I'm saying? We're having the retrace. My prediction is that we bounce off this again, and then we look back to come back down again. So here's the thing. It could also break through this resistance a little bit higher, and then what would you have? You basically have like a bearish divergence coming, okay, on one of these time frames here. You know what I'm saying? Like one of these here. Something like this. This is the 4 hour. You would see something like this and then you see this, and then it would come down like that. Price would come up a little bit higher, and then come down like that, right? That's what I'm predicting. That's the bold prediction for the weekend from your boy Cassius Cuvée, all right, in the next few days here, maybe even tomorrow. And so I'm putting out a word of caution right now for anybody who wants to go long right here. Now, here's the thing. This is Bitcoin, okay? I have a lot of people who trade altcoins, and altcoins are a little bit different animal. Sometimes there's the delayed reaction on the altcoins, okay? Now, I'm habitually early, I'll tell you guys, because I watch it so closely. I watch these charts all the time. So, like, I'm anticipating these type of moves, but in reality, I'm usually a little bit early. So this is where you got to watch your bankroll management, position sizing, or have stop losses or whatever is your plan. But Bitcoin looks like it's stalling out, and I think that it could retrace as far back down. Let me see here, and then we're going to get to the altcoins in 1 second. If it comes, say, like this, I think we could come down. I mean, this is in my way. We could come down to below 90K. And what I think will happen is, if that happens, it's going to spook the altcoins, right? So if we come down like this-ish, if you will, this is on the 8-hour chart, things could get ugly. You know, I'm not saying it comes straight down, but you do one of these, and then you come like this. I need to start giving myself a little more space here. Because what happens is, once the momentum starts reversing, things can look bad. Now, granted, I have to say this, all right? We are in a time period where news, especially, you know, right after an election, big news, announcements from tariffs, this and that, it moved price violently. What ends up happening, this is what tends to happen, is that news starts to, this type of news, I should say, this same type of news starts to have less and less and less of an impact. Slowly but surely. As time goes on, people are less herky-jerky. The market stop going so crazy, okay? Now, we've kind of started to see this a little bit in the stock market. I'll pull up 1 second, but basically that's the premise of this, is that it's not like one of these moves because, you know, or even one of these moves because of news. Not quite so much anymore, all right? Now, granted, Bitcoin's been holding up well versus the stock market. I'm going to pull up the NASDAQ in a second here. But based on just basic momentum, right, we had a lot of buyers come in right here, like a lot. And I don't necessarily know how much more new money is coming in that fast, if you will, right? The month is not even over yet. Sometimes big funds rebalance at the end of the month. This is actually, let's see, January, February, March, April, right? We're going to be coming to the end of the first quarter, and big funds will rebalance their portfolio sometimes at the end of the quarter. So, you know, a lot of funds who may have bought last quarter would actually be down right now. What's up, blockchain cowboy? And meaning when I say down, when they rebalance, it means that like they're underweight, which means they would have to buy more Bitcoin. You see what I'm saying? So that's why, you know, because for example, big funds sometimes will have 20, let's say they have a 20 stock portfolio. Now they're trying to push Larry Fink and everybody else, and TradFi is involved. Now you got to take this into consideration. Luckily, I've got a background in trading stocks and just general finance, so I know that like how those things work. And now that Bitcoin and the regular financial markets have kind of been, you know, going hand in hand, this is some of the information I'm going to give to you guys, right? So sometimes a lot of funds, let's just say they might have 20 stocks in their portfolio, 5%, a position size of 5% each, right? What happens is they're actually mandated to either sell, trim, or buy for something that dropped below their 5%. Because like this is our portfolio, we schedule this 6 months to a year in advance, or this is what we're going to write out for all of 2025. And so basically they're automatically going to pick up, if Bitcoin was part of their portfolio, let's just call it 5% for the sake of easy math doing this conversation. If it fell below that benchmark at the end of the quarter or whenever they're actually doing the rebalance, they're automatically going to buy some. So that potentially we could have seen some front running of that middle of this month on, you know, the first piece of good news, especially considering, you know, if we look at it on the daily, how far things have been down. You know what I mean? Bitcoin itself, a little bit different animal, obviously, than straight TradFi, but it's, you know, maybe it got over its skis. But a lot of, let's take a look at the NASDAQ real quick. I definitely want to talk about it. You know, the NASDAQ has given back almost a year's worth of gains here in like a couple of months, right? So let's see. July, let's go back. So this is April. This is April 30th. This is May 1st of 2024. So the NASDAQ gave back a year's worth in, you know, since February 20th, okay? All in that a short amount of time. You know, it makes sense you're going to see somewhat of a bounce. Now, was this the bottom? I'm not convinced that it was. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not convinced that it was, though, okay? Or at least I should say that this bounce is just straight up from here, all right? This is, I'm still looking at the NASDAQ, right? I'm not convinced that this is here after that. You get what I'm saying? Like, we call it this, And my question is, okay, so where do we go from here, right? Because I'm trying to look at like immediate time frame, right? I don't think that the next move is here. That's just me. I don't think that. I'm looking at here on the daily. I do see this coming, but I see the VWAP barely starting to clip over. We could have a small green day tomorrow, but, things can change pretty quickly, all right? Let's look at a little bit bigger time frame. Obviously, you're going to see some deep green dots down here. I already know that as I just cycled through them. We finally caught a weekly green dot here. Confirmed, going to be confirmed at the end of this week. This is a pretty big move in a pretty short amount of time for me to think we just catch one more all the way back up, all right? Especially with weird news events that could go either way. So this is what I want to call out today specifically, and I mentioned this in the Discord. Let's see how the NASDAQ goes compared to Bitcoin and crypto. So we had a green day in the NASDAQ, right? That's this right here. Now, Bitcoin, which the thesis is, are we starting to decouple? As you can see, Bitcoin's gone up a lot higher than the NASDAQ has, but we can't really get we don't really know if that's true or not on a day where both are green, right? Because obviously they're trading in sync, but it doesn't necessarily mean that one is decoupled or not decoupled. Put a little bit of music in the background here. So Bitcoin, this is an epic pump, you guys, and you can see how it consolidated, and broke out, boom, and then boom. And we're bouncing off of resistance right here. This is the daily. Now, we have not seen a red dot here on the daily. So I don't want to get overly bearish, okay? Because technically this is still to the upside. However, the signs are starting to be there. Here's the 12-hour. Now, I always say this. I do want to say this. These flat waves on the 12-hour, I'm probably going to come back and revisit this. These flat waves on the 12-hour are often a sign of a pump back up. Now, here's the thing. We're getting that pump back up today, right, in the last 12 hours. So, is this the pump? Will it go a little bit higher? I got to see it break through this support for me to really be bullish. I mean, geez. It's been stuck right here for a while. I mean, granted, Bitcoin is strong, but since it's so strong, why hasn't it been stronger? Well, it's just had a hell of a move. You know what I'm saying? So what do we do? Okay, so now we go down the time frames. Looking at the 8-hour, you start to see a little more wiggle here, a little more zigzag here. As I go down, I'm looking at all of them pretty quickly, and I'm just seeing, you start to see how you basically start to see how this starts to unravel a little bit, or you start to see the zoom in of the way. So I'm watching these waves along with price. I'll do it again. I'm starting with one day. As you go down, this is why I go through all the time frames. You can start seeing it paint the picture. It's like, those little flip books where someone drew up a whole bunch of drawings and you start seeing the picture paint. That's kind of how it is, right? Like what was going on underneath the surface a little bit. Okay, we got a green dot on the 4-hour, the 3-hour, the 1-hour, or excuse me, on the 2-hour green dot. Okay, but now hold on a second. Now you see the waves are starting to curl over. Now it's like this wave runs its course first, right? The 1-hour runs it before the 4-hour. So sure, we got the 4-hour here, and it takes a long time for this to roll back over. So this is why I'm not like bearish right away. It takes time, right? Let's just say this is the 4-hour. This was 1 a.m. right here today. So the last green dot, let's just go over this real quick. This is actually something important when I first started going over market Cipher. This right here was at 1 a.m. Wednesday, and this is 1 a.m., 13 Thursday. So a day and a half, basically, okay? Day and a half. That's good to know, because does that mean that our next peak will be a day and a half from now? And I would argue probably something like that. Probably something like that. Oh, and I want to go over a couple things that I'm going to, just a little sneak peek the rest of the show. Blockchain Cowboy, shout out to him real quick, because he talked about something in the wins column. So everybody in the Discord, remember you guys, you can post your wins in the Discord win channel. And I want to call that out real quick, because he did that. And right here, if you see it, what he's talking about is a breakout. He says, I don't necessarily like to trade breakouts, but ETH has been so volatile, I hop back in. And what he's talking about right here is a breakout of this falling wedge. I'm going to come back to that. I want to come back to that. I'm glad you called that out, Blockchain Cowboy. And I also just shout out to everybody who's been active in the Discord. Blockchain Cowboy is one of the most active people, Andrew as well. So I appreciate you guys. I got some information and some news coming up. I'm waiting till more people join. I'll make a small announcement here in a second. We didn't have a live stream yesterday. I've been real busy, you guys. I'm making a lot of content. I've been getting a lot of special requests, especially from new folks. And I want to try to service the community and make, just so you guys know, creating content is a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. So, yesterday I had to take a day off from the live stream. But we're back. I'm going to jump back into this because he brings up a good point, which is breaking out. And I want to talk to you guys about how people can trade that. There's like a specific strategy, but there's also like a specific way you push the button in the action trading platform. It's called a limit, stop, limit order. So I definitely want to come back to that because I haven't really talked about it yet. Very important, especially at times like this when you might think that we're back on a bull run. So we're going to come back to that. But anyways, just want to go back to the chart on TradingView here. Basically, I think Bitcoin can kick around here for a day and a half, we'll call it, right? Based upon what I'm looking at here on these time frames, about the 4 hour and about, where it could do something like, you know, one of these and then kind of come down, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen. Do I think it's going to tank all the way back here to 85? I don't think so. I don't really think so. He said, yeah, just following my strategy. Didn't even know it was going to break out. Well, listen, the thing is, when you trade with the trend, good things happen eventually. It's those small wins, small losses, small wins, small losses, but you're always cutting it when it goes down, or you're taking that small profit when it goes against you. And then eventually, boom, you catch one. That's why I call it a system. I don't know if it's a strategy, a system, whatever, but it's not like just a straight up trick or something. It's just kind of a more of a long-term system you're gonna catch the big one with the wind at your back if you're trading with the trend. I swear to God, the only time I fail is when I don't follow the system, you guys. I'm not saying I'm a perfect trader. I am not. But I always mess up when I'm trying to get cute, not when I'm trying to do the system. You know, every time I mess up, I'm like, I should have stuck with the system. So, and that's all of us, right? We all break the strategy sometimes. We don't do what we said we were going to aim to do because we think, oh, it's an opportunist, so I'm going to try to call a top or something like that. We try to get cute is what I call it, okay? And, it's not wise usually. But when you stick to the system, all of a sudden you catch one and you might say you felt lucky, but you know why? It's because you had the good habit over and over and over again. So, shout out Blockchain Cowboy who's locking in. Exactly, he says in the chat, and that's what we're gonna get into that because someone even made me gave me a request to make a video more so about the scalping strategy, and I'm like, God damn it, I got a list of videos I gotta make, and so I'm gonna come back to that in 1 second. So I just want to finish looking at Bitcoin real quick. Long story short, make short story long. I think eventually we're gonna see lows before we see highs. That's fine. What does that mean for altcoins? And this is very important because again, I'm oftentimes early trying to short my altcoins or even go long early. I feel like at a time like this, they're gonna have they've already started to have like a little bit of lagged effect, right? Bitcoin pumped, but then ETH and some other ones, but then we had like Ondo pump today. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, there was some news. I had been in a long. If you guys saw my Twitter, I had this pulled up actually earlier. If you saw my Twitter, I had Ondo a banger. I closed this out today, y'all. 570% on this Ondo long here. I had been in this though kind of since before I think I even started the live stream. This is in my private account, my personal account before I started the one with the group here on Phemex. And like Ondo, I got in like down here. I don't remember which one of these it was, but I got in somewhere way over here. And to me, I'm just kind of bullish on Ondo in general. And so it caught that boom. But let me tell you something, you guys. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to trading here. I got in somewhere down here, right? This is my entry on Phemex. So I got in somewhere down here. I can't remember exactly where. Maybe it was on the way up. Probably me. It might have been earlier. I don't know. But basically, I've been holding this because I kind of believed in it. And finally, I caught my move. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Well, hell yeah, I took profits. Hell yeah, I took profits on this. You know what I mean? I caught the move. Should it go higher? Ondo, I believe it's strong, and I think it can. But, like, when I think there's a market where, and I'm telling you guys, I got out, like, somewhere up here. You can see it on here. What did I get out on? I got out at 1024. Yeah, so just below the top. We're already pulled back to below, 96. So I did well. I got a pretty good out, if you're talking about for today at least. I did pretty well on getting out here. So, my point is that there was a lag on some of these altcoins. Okay, here's another one. Kind of lagged when they took this big pump. You see what I'm saying? I'm in a short right now on I'm in a short right now on APT, right? Let me go back to Ondo. I got out of Ondo like up here today. So I did well today on this wick I got out, okay? Now I'm looking back at some of these other ones. They had a lag. They got their big pump, even though Bitcoin is just doing this sideways now. You see what I'm saying? So what it means to me is you got to be kind of careful. So this is how I would trade it. You got to be kind of careful of the fact here's dot. See a little bit of a lag and it's going up high, right? I think you got to be a little bit careful here because what might happen is we might get that scam wick to the upside and then it comes back down again. Honestly, that's what I think is going to happen. That's what usually happens. You know what I'm saying? Usually things don't just slowly roll over and come down. Sometimes we see you get somewhat of a scam wick. Usually, you know, here you got a scam wick going back up again. So I think that that's very possible. That's what's going to happen. I think there's more downside. I'll put it this way. I believe that there's a bigger move to the downside before there's a bigger move to the upside. Doesn't mean there won't be a quick head fake to the upside. Hell, it might happen tomorrow morning right at the stock market open. You feel me? So if you're an active trader and you're watching, you're trying to get that good entry, I would be looking for that quick pump and then enter to come back down. Okay, this may not be it. You know, or that's Bitcoin. I wouldn't even short Bitcoin. But Ethereum, maybe Ethereum's the one. But this is where it comes into, if you're trading leverage, you got to know how much wiggle room you got. And even on breakout prop, if you got to know how much wiggle room you got, that's where you have your stop loss set maybe a little bit higher. If you're not gonna be able to sit there and watch it and jump into the scam wick, you know, you want to be watching it. Okay. See, I caught a nice one with this here. This is another one I'm shorting. Shorting this. I'm right at break even shorting this. It's not giving me what I want yet. I think I probably got it over here. This is in. Let's see. So I've got some stuff in Phemex. Okay. So. This is Ethereum. I'm sure Ethereum. I'm down on the other ones. All right, break even on about a couple. I'm pretty ready to break even. I'm not down a lot. Basically, though, I think they've ran out of gas. And generally speaking, like I said, I think they might have a big pump. I'd rather trade them in Phemex and just like make sure I have my stop losses and my leverage appropriately set so that I can survive a big pump on these ones in Phemex. But I'm short, okay, which is what I like to be most of the time. But basically, I think some of these have ran out of gas, but I do understand that we need Bitcoin to drop in order for me to catch these moves to the downside. I just think that if they do catch the move to the downside, they're going to be big, right? They're altcoins in general, but they've had such an epic run up in such a short amount of time. For me to make some money, I don't need it to go all the way back down to zero. I just need it to have a pretty good pullback, and I will take profits. The other reason is, again, you know, I'm looking at a lot of deep 8-hour waves down here. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, 8-hour red dots, you know? It caught another one up to the upside, but, you know, I got it up here like it's kind of enough's enough at some point, you feel me? You know, let's say, and then let's look at a lot of 12 hours, a high 12-hour here on Bitcoin, man, high. It hasn't rolled over and started pointing back down again, but that's Bitcoin. If it does have any sort of a head fake down, people might lose their will to hold some of these shit coins this high, you know? I'm in this short, I'm down a little bit, and maybe I'll get stopped out. Not the end of the world. It was a risk worth taking. This has had a hell of a move, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, I was early. You know, I'm early. I'm often early. Like I said, look how this coin can do. This coin give me one more move like this before going. That's that scam wick I'm talking about. If we watch it, pay attention. So follow me in the Discord, okay, you guys? I definitely call this stuff out. So I need to say, not financial advice. None of this is financial advice. It's never financial advice. To join my Discord for free for 1 year, if you're just now joining, to join my Discord for free for 1 year, all you need to do is use my Phemex referral code, my Phemex invite code, and then that way you'll create a Phemex account, and then you use your user ID, you verify it with the bot on Discord, and you just sign up for the free trial for 1 year, and boom, you're in my Discord. So that's how you get into the Discord for free. Otherwise, you can just pay $99 a month. But I gotta say, I got like an elite group in there right now. Keep out a lot of the riffraff with that one little gatekeep because I only want real traders in there. I don't want a bunch of trolls and weirdos and stuff and people trying to distract us. So I got real traders in there, and I know that because they had to create a trading account. But this is a good segue. I want to start talking about this. We're gonna start having a little more fun in the Discord, y'all. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start having a lot more games in there. I know it's a trader's Discord and everybody likes to trade and watch, but you know, I'm only getting so much engagement from the trader folks. Remember, the more you engage, the more experience points you get, and I got big prizes coming in the future. You know, you want to be down with the Cassius Cuvée crew, you're going to be definitely immortalized forever in a rap song eventually. So make sure you engage in the private Discord. But there's more games. If you haven't seen it, there is what we call a fun zone. There is a fun zone, and my admin is going to start encouraging folks a little bit more and teaching you guys how to utilize the fun zone inside of the Discord. Let me find it real quick. Fun zone. So there's different games and stuff in here. So we're gonna start activating some of this stuff, okay? And you know, in real life posts, there's gonna be more stuff for you guys engage in there. We even had an idea to have a channel with some rap lyrics. So you guys, if you got some rap lyrics, you can drop them in there. Maybe I'll mention them on the show. So I want to get more active in the Discord, and part of the way I'm going to do that is why I'm trying to free up a little more free time for myself. So here's the big announcement. I'm going to be cutting back on some of the live streaming on how many days I do it. I've got an idea for a more curated show, if you will, all right? Your boy Cassius Cuvée always got a lot of tricks up his sleeve as far as the entertainment purposes. I want to do some more giveaways and create some better content that it basically helps a larger group of people. And so what I'm going to be doing is having a live show on Sundays at noon, middle of the day on Sunday. Everybody's just chilling worldwide. People can tap in. Also, of course, you can watch it. You can watch it on your own and replay. But we're going to be having some fun stuff going on. I'm not going to reveal everything right now, but there's going to be some raps. There's going to be some custom things, some giveaways, some contests, a lot of promotions and games, but price predictions. We are definitely going to be doing some good price predictions. Oh, we got the music a little loud in the background right now? Okay. Let me turn that down. Thanks, Andrew. We're going to be doing some price predictions for sure. And I want to get some audience participation on that. You feel me? Clay, what's up, man? Great to have you in. Right in time for the announcement. I'm going to be cutting back on the live streaming a little bit. You guys, I'm going to live stream tomorrow, and then I'm going to see you guys on Sunday. Appreciate that, Andrew. So now what we're going to do is start getting your price predictions together, all right? So when we do it, we're going to have like some games and things like that, and then some giveaways to try to encourage more folks. We're going to be doing some more marketing and stuff. But also, I'm going to be creating more content for people who are new, as well as some more advanced strategies, so I can have more stuff that's kind of like evergreen content for folks who can, who maybe they're new to the channel, they're just joining the Discord, they can go back and watch and kind of get caught up with everybody, so that when I talk about the scalping strategy on my Discord, they'll have a better frame of reference. So that's on me to make some more of that content, but I really, just so you guys know, it takes a lot of time to prep every day for the live stream and stuff like that. I made a couple Phemex videos today, and I got some strategy videos I want to make, and some other general crypto trading tip videos as well, and all that stuff kind of takes time. Content creation is a real pain in the ass. I wish all I had to do was trade, but I like educating and having some fun. My life would be pretty boring if all I ever did was trade. So I appreciate y'all, because y'all got my back, part of the community, and definitely like engaging with you guys. And we're gonna grow it a lot here over the next quarter. So that's what I wanted to announce. You're gonna look for me tomorrow, and then again on Sunday, and then I'm gonna have the whole week off till the following Sunday. That's gonna be the new cadence for the show, only once a week. But I'm gonna be hyping it all week, y'all. The Discord, I'm active every single day in the Discord. All right, we're active every day. So that's questions, anything you have in there. But I'm also going to be pumping more useful content, as well as more. We're going to have trade setups. I want to encourage folks. I'm going to be doing contests to have rewards for people who post their setups. And also, I want to get them more in community engagement to engage with one another, not just me in there. We're going to start taking more advantage of some of the other channels and stuff like that as well. So that was the announcement I wanted to make today. It's going to be more efficient, and I think more like poignant. You know, we're going to have more bang for our bucks. And that's what we want, right? We want to win trades, but we also want to have fun and have a great time and a supportive community at the same time, so everybody grows together and gets better together. So that's what I've been planning. I got some specific plans though to make it tight. Okay. Now everybody's been rocking with me. I got Blockchain Cowboy, I got Clay, I got Andrew, and anybody else who's been in the Discord real active and stuff. We got some fun stuff coming for y'all for sure. And me personally, I got some big things popping. I'm going to be going to the Bitcoin conference. I'll probably be shooting a music video there. I got some collabs coming up with some people you guys know, some big names. I got to hold it back right now. You guys, if you don't know, I had just made a song for Tom Crown. So he's got a theme song for his show. But I don't know how much you've been playing it on his channel or not. I haven't been tapping in as much because I've been going so hard working on my stuff. But shout out to my man Tom Crown. I gave him a banger. And I'm going to end the show with that one tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow, and you're going to hear the Tom Crown song on my live stream, all right? So back to the charts real quick. So I want to know, what are you guys trading, by the way? Put it in the chat. Clay, Andrew, Blockchain Cowboy, what are you guys trading? What's your tickers? Also, again, put the wins in the Discord and put them in the Discord as well. I will look at them on the live stream. And I also, you guys, it's easy for me to sometimes just jump on and do some quick TA just like on my phone real quick. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to get ready with all the camera and everything like that. And then I put it in the Discord so I can show you what I'm looking at. And if you say you're going long or short or whatever, I can take a look at it. So you're long ETH right now, huh, Blockchain Cowboy? Let's take a look at ETH real quick. Long ETH, what is your entry approximately? Oh, we got to talk about the breakout strategy. Soul short. So you're in a long ETH and a soul short. How about that? Boy, that's a... So my premise when it comes to that is I would probably never go long ETH and short Sol. If anything, it'd be reversed or they'd be trading together. ETH has not been bullish, so that's a tough one for me. But I mean, it all matters time frame and specific. If they're not the same strategy, maybe one is a longer term and the other one is shorter term. So yeah. Oh no, Andrew's long. Oh, Andrew, I'm sorry, that's Andrew long short. Oh, okay, got you. Sol short. So here's Sol pumping right now. I feel like Andrew probably has the same thesis I'm having right now, which is that enough is enough on some of this stuff. On Sol, 151. So yeah, I mean, you got some wiggle room. I don't know where your stop is, but okay. So here's Sol. So a lot. This is how the chart, how a lot of altcoins look, right? They pumped, they came down, they're back up, and now it's a matter of are they higher or lower than, like, you know, this average, you know, volume here. And so if you look at Bitcoin's not even a good example, but like if you look at Ethereum, it's down a little bit per usual. Ondo's up, but that had news. This one's up. APT. Let's just go through them. GEN, one I love to short, is down a little bit. Trades with Ethereum, kind of as an Ethereum token. We got DOT all of a sudden decide to come to life. Okay, stop me out. Look at this scam wick. If that's the top, I'm going to be pissed. That red line is my scam wick. I didn't want to show you guys that because I had a feeling that I was too early, to be honest with you. I don't even want to show you guys. I'm taking a chance because I don't want to get anybody wrecked. Okay? Number one thing is bankroll management. Don't get wrecked. Crypto Plumber, what's popping? All right, we got Zilliqa. A lot of these turned stronger, but then some didn't. Oh, Clanker, that was just a little science experiment. Got listed on Coinbase. I got stopped out of that. Degen. Degen's doing what Degen does. I took my profit on Degen yesterday, as you guys know, down here. So I'm happy about that. That turned out to be a great winner. Jasmy, same deal. I got out of this one down here somewhere. Those are too big. Came all the way back. Look. Should I short Jasmy? Did I enter another short on Jasmy? Let me see real quick. Oh, let me pull it up here. Oh, I don't think I did. I just took my profit on Jasmy. Ooh. Ooh. Should we get into a trade live here? Hold on a second. Should we get into a trade? He's long MKR. Oh, Crypto Plumber's long MKR on 140. Okay, hold on a second. We'll check out MKR here because I don't know that ticker. Let's see. All right. So okay, so just so you guys know, you got to pick the one that says perpetual if you're going long and short contract, for anybody who's new. So I've got it on Phemex because that's where I trade it. So you want to have this selected, and then you want to make sure you're picking the correct one. So I'm clicking this one, the one that says swap, not spot. Yeah, perpetual, of course. Yep. So just want to make sure for anybody who doesn't understand that, you got to do the one that we're looking at on this chart that I'm going to be trading on, right? Like this, right? So let's take a look at it. MKR. You're long MKR? Okay, and so is that your target, 1485? Or no, you're entered at 1485. What's your target? Where are you trying to, let's see, where are you trying to take profit here? We got a nice 10-minute green dot. You're not fighting that. You're going with the trend, which is cool. 1568. Oh, you think the big move is coming. You think the breakout's coming. All right, so this brings us to the breakout. All right, so here we go. Number one, he thinks he's going to get higher than this last wick high. Let me make it a little bit bigger here. So he's got the higher coming. Oh, I don't have the volume on here. We'll look at it on Phemex. Give me 1 second here. I hit the volume on TradingView. The thing about volume, guys, it's misleading sometimes, but it is kind of a good FYI. It's just like you think, oh, I got a bunch of volume on this big move, and it was like the volume to the downside. Like when you see the volume, it doesn't tell you really if it was long or short. That's why it kind of tricks you a little bit. I stripped everything down because I don't want anything to mislead me. There's so many indications that work sometimes. I don't want to be in the sometimes business. That's basically what I came down to, you know? But that's just me. You know what I mean? Like you look at those things and then they work, and then they don't work right when you got your position loaded up. But anyways, it's still good FYI. I just don't, to me it became a distraction because as soon as I think I know something with it, it ends up reversing on me. But let's see here. He's thinking that MKR is not only going to break above this, it's going to break out. Now, breakouts are a thing that I wanted to actually go over. So this is the perfect way to segue into this. All right. Over here in the Discord, Blockchain Cowboy had called out a breakout that he took on Ethereum, a trade down here. If you see, he had a falling wedge here, and then boom, it broke out. So there's a specific strategy that you can do to trade this, and you can trade it by setting what's called a stop limit order. So most people know what a limit order is, but a stop limit order means you're actually trading with the trend. And that is pretty cool because it means that you think that something breakout's going to happen and you enter when everybody else enters. And basically, that's kind of the market psychology. Like, they made stop limit orders for a reason, so people can jump in when they think price is breaking out. So if you had a falling wedge, however I'm not sure how he drew a falling wedge on this chart here. Maybe that's not what he drew here. But the point is, what Blockchain Cowboy did, and I'll put it on Ethereum. What he did was on, because this was before that massive breakout. He said if price goes above a certain point, and the easiest way to do it, honestly, is on Bitcoin. If we looked at it on like the weekly chart, a lot of people here, when it broke out, after the election, I got way too many lines on this, but you can even see I was drawing some lines here down like this. A lot of people said, hey, if Bitcoin breaks out above this line here, like probably this blue line here, this blue trend line I drew here, I don't remember at the time why I drew it, but obviously it meant something. They're like, if price breaks out above this, they want to buy. So when you set a stop limit order, it triggers with the trend. So like all this was going down here, a lot of people were like, only if it breaks out, if it breaks above this line, boom, then I'm going to enter. And apparently a whole bunch of people entered, and then it shot straight up. So that was something that you can always do to trade a breakout. All right, so Andrew says the volume and a little pump before the daily close is going to print some nice dailies. Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you got a strategy that works, I would use it. I get why you want to look at volume. Volume, actually, I used to have it up here. I think I deleted it by accident, to be honest with you. I thought I had it up there. But I had a lot of things going. I think I deleted it in haste. Because I do like to watch it. I just don't. I want to watch it because you need volume to make big moves. It's just that you don't always know what direction that big move is coming in. Because they show you the volume on one candle that's green or red, and it's green or red on the chart. Like, here, look. So here it is on Phemex. It's green or red on the chart here. But like, it changes color depending on how the candle ends up, okay? And also too, when you zoom in a lot, it will actually change. Sometimes it's not matching up with it on a trading view basis on the platform like Breakout Prop or Phemex. But this is the volume down here. So again, I mean, like, of course, a lot of volume came in down here. But that happens often when when trend reversal is coming, because a lot of money's coming in to kind of catch the falling knife and then push it back up again, right? So you will see that a lot of times on a reversal, as you see here as well. But I don't know. I trade a lot of short-term stuff, so it's mostly about bankroll management. I just don't want. I want to make sure I'm not going to get wrecked. So like, I'm going to have a stop loss regardless of anything else. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of whatever else the strategy is telling me. I got to tell myself, I got to cut my losses if X, Y, and Z happens, like before you go in. So yeah, breakouts though, you set a stop limiter. Let's see, like for example, let's just go Bitcoin real quick. If you're going to do it, let's say here, limit conditional. Can you guys see? Oh, let me see. On Phemex, limit conditional. So over here, limit conditional. Let's see. So they got like trailing stops and stuff like that, limit conditional. Click limit conditional, and then it says like your trigger price, what the limit price you want to enter is, and then the amount of money. Let's see. Stop limits, almost never use them because I'm usually just watching it. Trailing stop is when you put in a stop loss. So if the price is going up, it's like it's always a certain amount of time behind it, and then when the price pulls back to that, it will. If it touches it, you'll cut out. It'll stop you out. Let's see, I know how to do it in Breakout Prop. There's a stop limit order in there. It's pretty straightforward in Breakout Prop. Breakout Prop is glitched right now. Anyways, so yeah, that's that on a stop limit. Henry's in the house. What's popping, Henry? Is there a stop limit? I don't think there is a trailing stop on Breakout Prop, which is one of the things. You know what, though? They did the upgrade. The funniest thing is this, you guys. In theory, trailing stop sounds like the dopest idea. It seems like a cheat code. But you can't do it on the really volatile tickers. And maybe that's why it's not in Breakout Prop, just because Breakout Prop has the built-in leverage, so it's like super volatile. But on the really volatile tickers, a stop loss, a trailing stop, it's like, where do you set it? If you set it hella far so you don't get stopped out, then when it does happen, you give back all your gains. And then when you set it hella tight, you end up getting stopped out too soon. It's hard to pick. I'll say this. If you're going to use a trailing stop, which again, it's a dope idea, I would think it's more for people on like a longer term trend type of deal. you know, like it's trading cycles or something like that. Crypto's just so damn volatile. I would do it on coins that are like on Bitcoin or stocks and TradFi. What it says is, so for example, like if I went in right here on a long on Ethereum, like say my Ethereum's long right here, and you could say I'll set a trailing stop that is minus 1%. So if it pulls back 1%, then it'll stop you out. But so like if price goes like this and comes like this and then like this, your trailing stop is like always this far, but then as it comes up here, boom, you're still in the trailing stop. But then if this comes back down to this again, your trailing stop might get hit here. So it's like a weird kind of thing it's hard to guess. You got to know your ticker. You got to be like, look, when this ticker pulls back, but it's just buying the dip, it only pulls back like X amount of percentage. And so my trailing stop will be safe from not getting triggered because I think we're going higher. It's for when the trend changes, then it's going to come down and break the trailing stop. But you see these kind of wicks and shit, this kind of stuff is what'll stop you out on a trailing stop, you know, that kind of stuff. Because even this wick to the upside here was such a big wick to the upside that you might have got hit by your trailing stop when this came all the way down here. So, and then you would have missed this move to the upside. That's why trailing stops, I experimented with them so many times, and I just couldn't get them to pop. Kalichi in the house was popping. So the trailing stops was something that I definitely, listen, if you do it, I would pick one ticker and experiment on that one ticker so you can get a feel for how does that ticker move? How much does it pull back when it pulls back? Because you got to try to find the sweet spot on a trailing stop. Good idea otherwise. But for a stop limit order, it says like, look, if I think Ethereum's going to break out when it hits this orange line, boom, you'll enter your long as it's with the trend and goes up. Whereas with the limit order, you can't do that, right? With a limit order, you're always trying to catch a top or catch a bottom, and you're basically trading against the trend. That's why it's hard. This is why I kind of developed the strategies for scalping, because I can move in and I'm watching it in real time. So I don't set limit orders that often. Now, obviously, you can't do that if you think, okay, we're catching the top or something like that, and you got to walk away or whatever, and you're trading a longer time period. You're going to set a limit order, but then you have to use your leverage to determine, and your stop loss to determine, okay, how much wiggle room do I want to give myself if a scam wick comes so I don't get stopped out? And, you know, we all get stopped out sometimes on a scam wick, and then you can do about it. So, but explore that. Stop limit orders. You can look up a video on YouTube or something. Maybe I'll make one. But I know there's good videos out there that kind of explain how they work, and also trailing stops. These are things that you can experiment with. If you're trading with the trend is what they're trying to help you do. So that's why I think they're pretty cool. So a trailing stop, Henry, just a little bit late. So a trailing stop, regular stop loss is just like a limit order. Like if price drop below this, I'm going to be out here, right? A trailing stop is you'd put it on your stop and it trails, like you'll write it in there minus 1%, and it'll just trail it the whole time minus 1%. But as price pulls back, it won't get stopped out unless it goes minus 1%. You can also set it on just like dollar amounts, like minus $100. So you can do that on the platforms and different ways of doing it. Again, I got to make a video on that or something like that. I don't really use them that often, to be honest with you. But I was just saying, you want to experiment with the ticker that you like. Watch one ticker before you determine what value to put on a trailing stop, or just try it out with a small amount of money first, because every ticker moves different. That's the thing about crypto. It's so volatile. So volatile. I mean, Clanker, this damn coin, I got stopped out here. I could have made my money. Like at first I caught this pump immediately and then it got stopped out here. This doesn't even look like that big of a move, but this was like 80% or something. You know what I'm saying? Like this was a huge here. Let's see. It was like a crazy, well, with 80% with my leverage, this 20% move. But you think, look at that happened in a matter of like, an hour. Let's see, 10 minutes or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see how much move? These are 10-minute candles. You see how much you moved in 10 minutes? So this is why, like, if you put a trailing stop on something like this, it better be, you're going to have a trailing stop of like 30% or something crazy. So, like, you know what I mean? It depends on what ticker you're on, especially, if you're using leverage. So that's why I don't really use them, because they're just like, every time you think you figure it out, then you end up getting stopped out. Or you don't, and the whole trend reverses, and you get back all your money before you get stopped out. And you're like, well, damn it. So, you can experiment with them. This is why I like watching it, honestly, because I like watching market Cipher be. It's the same thing. Every time you try to call something on the price chart, you don't really know. It's the when the momentum changes. That's when I know something's going to happen. So like I'm just looking here at Bitcoin on the 10-minute going up. We don't have no red dots on 10-minute, so going higher. Did we get any on the 5-minute on that one? We still don't even have, even with this pullback, we didn't get one on the 5-minute. Maybe it flashed for a second. We didn't watch it live. But like until this actually rolls over, it's bullish. because you don't know. You're on a 10-minute green dot. It could continue to the upside like this any moment. But once the 10 minutes starts, it's got to turn green before it does that. Okay, maybe we're starting to roll over now. We're on a 5-minute. Let's see. So who was long something else? We were long ETH, or were you short? You were short in Solana. Is that what he said? Let's see. Okay, so some help on the trailing stop loss. Everyone read the chat. Check out ATR on the on the time frame of your ticker and do a 2.5 to 3x ATR trailer. Okay, you can try that. Oh yeah, by the way, thank you, Blockchain Cowboy. Like, subscribe. Please give the video a like. Share it with somebody. Just send them a text message. Just send it to your other phone. We're trying to help that algorithm. So a lot of you guys just joined late here. I want to call out one more time. The big announcement that I'm making here is I'm going to slow down on the live streaming because I have a better idea for a massive show that comes out once a week on Sundays at noon. So I am going to live stream tomorrow, make the announcement one more time, and then next one will be Sunday at noon. So we got some big stuff coming, and it's going to be more like a one-day-a-week show where I pack everything into it. Real exciting, a lot of anticipation all week, a lot more games, like prediction games. We're still going to be doing the alpha and the predictions for the week, but we're also going to be having more interaction with fans and you guys. So you guys who are active in the Discord and in the chat are going to start getting some more like rewards and shout-outs, that kind of stuff. And I could do that better if I have more time to plan. It's actually pretty time-consuming to do a live stream every day. But I'm getting a lot of requests for more like evergreen content, like how do you do this, how do you do that, and I got to make those videos, and it just takes a lot of time. So I'm going to cut back on the live stream, but I'm active in the Discord every single day. So even though I don't do a whole live stream, I'm still going to be posting like short videos and short TA videos and stuff in the Discord. So that's why it's very important that you guys are active in the Discord and speak up so I know what you want to see. If you want to look at a coin or TA or anything on it, you got to let me know. So that's what I'm going to be doing going forward. So I'll see you tomorrow here at 4 o'clock, same time, and then the next one will be on Sunday. But we're going to have some fun, man. We're going to have some custom raps. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have some custom raps, and we're going to be able to dive deeper on specific topics. Like I can make like a more acute video that goes into like depth on a strategy or like how to work a platform or something like that. I have more time to create that type of evergreen content, and then we can discuss it in the Discord, and then on the Sunday show also I'll have more guests come on, some big YouTubers. You guys know I know half the people in crypto, so I'm gonna have some big YouTubers come on, as well as you guys. You guys will be featured a lot more on the show as well. And make sure you're active in the Discord, though. Post your wins in the win column and tell me what you're trading in the Discord. I want the community to start helping each other. Other thing, too, I told my admin this morning we're going to be having more contests and games and stuff like that to get engagement inside the Discord. In the Discord, there's actually a channel. It's called Fun Zone, but we really haven't activated any of the games. Right? We've just been getting warmed up here. But now we're on the 4th week here. We're coming to the close of the 4th week, and I definitely want you guys to start having some more fun and winning some more prizes and getting some more activity here in this the Fun Zone, he calls it. So my admin, he's going to start engaging with you guys a little bit more. I'm down with the trading and shit, but I definitely want to have more other stuff in there to try to basically promote engagement, as well as when new folks are coming, because I'm going to start having some a lot of promotion. So I'm going to have a lot more new folks come. Now, you guys are the first 50, right? You guys right now, everybody watching right now, everybody in the Discord right now, y'all are my real ones. Y'all my day ones. You feel me? You rode with me the whole first 4 weeks. So there's always going to be special perks for y'all and more stuff coming. But definitely, I want you guys to be engaged in the Discord so that way when a new person comes, they see a lot of activity in there and they get a warm welcome when they do join, because I'm going to be having some more stuff here. Tune in later in the East Coast. What's poppin'? All set. Thanks for joining as usual. Make sure everybody like and subscribe and share the video with someone who likes your boy Cassius Cuvée and wants to look at TA. So the price prediction, if anybody's just joined in, the first thing I did was the price prediction for Bitcoin. I'm going to zoom back out again, do it one more time here before I get off for sure. I think that we're kind of bumping our head against the ceiling here. This is what I think. I kind of went over this already. I'm going to do it one more time because a lot of people just joined. I think that what we're looking at here is kind of one of these, maybe even up a little bit, and then kind of down. I know it's not that down that straight. I just going to zoom out like this a little bit. That's what I'm thinking. I think we're kind of coming to the end of this move. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe not even down that straight, maybe a little bit like this, That's what I'm thinking here. Of course, we have crazy news events that could come up at any moment here, but like this pump was pretty damn epic, y'all. And the other thing, just in a nutshell, what I'm saying is that there was a delayed response by a lot of the altcoins. I caught this epic pump today on Ondo. It was the pump I had been waiting for. I got out like up here, okay? On that one, I posted it in the Discord. and on my Twitter. You can see it right here. I'll show you real quick on the Twitter. Caught 570% on that one. I took my profit. I took my profit. That was the pump I've been waiting for. So far, so good. Maybe it'll go higher. But when I caught it today, that was the right move. I caught it up here. Let's see. I caught it like right below this blue line. This was the top. I caught it right 102 something, whatever it says in there. So far that made sense. We'll see if it goes higher. But I think the alts could go higher. So if anybody is looking to get short, if I have a short bias, which I do right now, and I'm too early right now, I'm a little bit early in Phemex, got in too early, which tends to happen. But sometimes the alts will run. I call it Wile E. Coyote. Like when Wile E. Coyote runs off a cliff chasing Roadrunner, and he doesn't know he's fallen yet, and he's just going like this. Sometimes that's how the alts are. Bitcoin will start to drop, and Bitcoin hasn't started to drop yet, but Bitcoin will start to drop, it'll do one of these, and then the altcoins are still going like this. And all of a sudden they look down, and then they just, like Wile E. Coyote. So I think that you're probably going to catch another entry if you're looking to go short, or maybe it's happening right now. But you're looking at something that may do, this one played out all right. We'll see. Even this one, I'm short right now on APT. Even this one is trying to go back up again. You see what I'm saying? Like I caught it on this wick. That's where I got it on this one. But even this one may end up doing one of these, and if Bitcoin rolls over, then do one of these. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's the 8 hour. The 8 hour wave. On this one, there was more than one, but for Bitcoin, there's one, and it's like we still don't have a red dot on the daily. So I can't really be bearish. You know what I mean? I just can't be. It takes time for that one day dot to roll over. And I think Bitcoin is going to be the leader for it. I don't think altcoins are all of a sudden going to start tanking and then Bitcoin tanks. Not in this circumstance right now in this environment. Bitcoin led us on the way up. If it turns around and goes down, it'll lead us on the way down. But right now everybody is bullish on altcoins. So bullish, altcoins might go up. So I'm probably too early. I might get stopped out of some of these trades. I might take some profit. We catch a big dip. And then because things dip and then they bounce again. We're going to go into a weekend that's going to probably be unpredictable again. However, we're going to have tomorrow to find out. The other thing is this. I mentioned this at the beginning, is the stock market. This is the NASDAQ. Let's take a look, right? If you look, this is the daily, right? The NASDAQ gave back like a year's worth of gains since February 20th from the peak to trough. Peak to trough means from the top to bottom, okay? It's had a pretty damn big bounce. But my prediction, okay, we've come like this, like this, like this, like this. My prediction is not that the NASDAQ goes like this. Definitely not. Definitely not. My prediction is that it comes like this and probably does one of these. Now, will it do like this and then like this? That's possible. I'm curious to see if tomorrow is green. I feel like if it is green, it'll be a little one, unless it's some weird news blip, in which case Monday I'll be shorting the hell out of it. But I don't think so. I think we're going to have a little something like this, or we're going to have, actually, I think we're going to have a pullback on Monday is what I predict. We'll see, though. It's a little bit different because Bitcoin's 24 hours a day. So like the daily is the same as the 8 hour on the NASDAQ. So it's a little bit harder in the sense of, you got to watch it like the pre-market, But we're trading crypto. I'm just saying that I think if the NASDAQ falls, that would be a thing that could make everything start to fall again, even though I know Bitcoin has been decoupling to the upside. Of course, when it has a green day in the NASDAQ, we happen to have a green day in Bitcoin as well. So, that could happen. I'm curious to see what happens if the NASDAQ has a serious pullback, what happens with crypto. I think crypto will pull back with it, but I think there may be a delay on some of the altcoins, or you might get the scam wick up. So that was the thing. Either get stopped out by the scam wick, or you wait and watch and you enter on the scam wick, and then you catch your short. That's what I'm looking at. I just don't think we're straight up from here. I just don't. I think Bitcoin could drop all the way down to 90K or lower, honestly. I could really do that. Let me catch up on the chat here real quick. Got all set here. Okay. How would you have entered? Let's see. I was bullish seeing that wick. 5-minute BTC, Yosef. My Cetus bag went up 35% today. Woo! Okay, and then also starting to bleed now. All right. Let's see. Probably going to be a weak pullback correction. 1 week long. He's made WEEK. And then continue northbound. Okay. Crypto Plumber. Are you trading? Is that the SQQQ? I'm not trading stocks right now. So the SQQQ is a levered ETF for stock for the NASDAQ. NASDAQ 100. But it's the S. It's the short. So you can just buy it and it's betting on the NASDAQ to go down. Okay, I have a lot of experience trading the leverage ETFs. So let me tell you something, Crypto Plumber. I'm about to put you up on game on that, okay? Let's just see. They says, are you shorting a proper futures account? So let me tell you how I do it. If you want to play things like the SQQQ or the TQQQ, which is the opposite, it's like the triple TQQQ, 3x leverage is what it means. Here's a trick. All right, let me tell you something. This is a trick. Let me pull it up because I will show you. Just so everyone knows, when you play those leverage trading tickers in TradFi, they are meant for day trading. They specifically have like the way their mathematics work out is that they settle at the end of the day. So they're for day trading. What happens is over time, they decay. I'm going to show you something, okay? I'm going to show you this. TQQQ. Let me pull it up on here so I can show you. Trading view. It's not Phemex. Over time, they decay if you go long. So here's the trick. No exchanges. What are you talking about? I'm going to show you. Give me off crypto. Give me off stocks. Okay. Where the hell is TQQQ at? What's going on here? Here it is. Pro shares, Ultra. Okay, yeah, Ultra Pro. Okay. So what this is it's 3 times the leverage for the NASDAQ, okay? Over time, it decays. So, like, if we lay over the NASDAQ, let me see if I can make this work here. If I put the QQQ over it, the NASDAQ one here, let's see if it comes out clear. Okay. So what happens is, the way this chart works is when you move it, it kind of adjusts it. But you pick one point. So, for example, I'll pick the peak to start the screen right here and the peak right here, okay? This one is the TQQQ, and this one is the QQQ, all right? This is starting at, let's see, December of 2021. Here's the trick. This is why you cannot hold these long term, all right? When I say they decay over time, it's because they rebalance at the end of the day every day, and then they open up and start a new day. So when you hold them long term, like overnight, they're not designed to hold overnight. They're decaying over time. So if you notice, this is the triple leverage on the NASDAQ. So of course, if we were having a bearish market, it would go down more. That makes sense, right? Because it's a triple leverage, right? It should go down more. But if you notice, when we came back, it never came back as high. Think about it. You would be way down here if you had been holding TQQQ this whole time, and if you just bought the QQQs, you'd be way higher. That's a significant difference over all this time. Even at the peak, significant difference. So they decay over time. So here's the trick, Crypto Plumber. Here's the trick. Instead of buying, like if you're betting on it to go down, instead of buying the SQQQ, you short the TQQQ. Then time's on your side. Because you're expecting it to go up, but if you're shorting, it means when it goes down, it's going to go down even like at a greater multiple because it's decaying. I did this with the VIX, with the TVIX, which was like the super leveraged VIX. This is like super high volatility. This is how you know I was meant for crypto because I was doing this in the stock market. I was looking for volatility. And it's because, so this is why I was saying the VIX, whenever it goes up, it comes back down. But if you trade the TVIX, then you get bigger bang for your buck on that because it decays over time. This is even a better example here. This one, just over time, it literally just does nothing but shrink. Let me see. So here's the VIX, right? The VIX is something I watch. We haven't gone over it much here. I think only one of the days I went over it. The VIX spikes, and then like anytime this happens, you can short the hell out of this because it always comes back down. That's what it does. You see what I'm saying? Like this is a great short. I used to love this trade. You feel me? You short it all the way back down. Every time it spikes, it comes down, but you got to wait on that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't happen all the time. But here, what was this? COVID? Yeah, this is COVID. Oh my God, you've been rich as hell shorting this. But even better than the VIX. Even better than the VIX. Okay, TVIX, they got rid of TVIX. What was the ticker? Jesus Christ, I have to remember this. It wasn't the TVIX. It was, let me just see if it shows up when I do it. This is the money. Oh my God, I'm trying. VIX. There's a 2x leverage, and then there's a 3 or 2.5. There's a 1.5 and a 2x, something like that. Oh God, what is it? XVIX. Oh my God, I cannot believe I'm forgetting this right now. It's on my stock. This was the one. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is the one I discussed it with Guy Adami. You guys know Guy Adami from CNBC. When he came on my show, I discussed this with him. Okay, so TVIX, it's old. It's gonna say it doesn't exist anymore. Son of a bitch. VIX. It's TVIX something. It's like VIXC or I can't remember right now. But what happens is because it decays over time, it will look, if I can put on this chart, it will tank all the way down. Let me, you know what? Hold on one second. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm going to find this one because I have the shit on YouTube already, all right? So we're not going to not find it. I'm going to find it. Hold on. You got to bear with me 1 second here because this was the play. This was my favorite play. I'm telling you. I'm going to go back. If we go back, just type in, let's see, Guy Adami, popping crypto. Let's see if that shows up. Here it is. Trading tips with Guy Adami, okay?
If you ain't sleeping, make sure you follow, like,
this was a dope rap on the show, too. Okay, hold on. Let me see real quick.
subscribe, so that way you get notified every time we drop a new show. But without further ado, gonna bring on my man, Guy Adami.
Cash, that is so good. You and DJ Lex, I mean, the brilliance in there is amazing. Some of the things you said, I mean, I bruise on the inside, like Karate Man, I bruise on the inside. That is unbelievable. Good for you. Good for DJ Lex. And I'm honored to be with you, my man.
Thanks, man.
Oh, man, Guy Adami is a G, bro. He didn't have to come on my show. He's the man. Anyways, okay, this is what it was. I put it in the description here. You can see it. UVXY. Ah, there it is. My favorite. Okay, so let me put that over here real quick. UVXY. Here we go. This is the new TVIX. Okay, so it wants to drop. It goes like this. When it pumps, oh, it's the blue one here. So you see how it decays over time? You see that there? Let me put it on the daily real quick. So, okay, it's because I have TVIX up here. The blue one is the I got to delete. How do you delete some of these here? Hold on a second. How do you get out of these? Anyways, TVIX right here. UVXY is that one. Come on, thing. So over time, it comes straight down here. Oh, let me put it on TradingView. Over time, it comes straight down. You see what I'm saying? Because they decay over time into nothing. Like I would have to zoom in. They're not even letting me zoom in right now. Does this let me zoom in? Why is it not letting me zoom in? Oh, here we go. Okay. So over time, look at this. Look at this. It zoomed. It does this. It just goes straight down. Whereas the VIX goes sideways. This always goes down because it is a day trading thing. You see what I'm saying? Like it literally always goes down. I know a guy who held this trade for years. Hell, I held it for over a year one time. You got to be careful when COVID or something happens, you know, some crazy shit. This is COVID. But look how it comes down. It always decays. But that's the same way that the SQQQ and the TQQQ work over a time period. Any of those leverage ETFs, they're not designed for long-term holding. So the trick is, instead of buying them, you short them. And then you could just ride this baby. So even in the short term, that's my strategy with those. I will always short the opposite one. You know, you could do it with natural gas, whoever, any of those pro shares, those leverage ETFs that are made for day trading, you short them. You short the long one or you go long the short one. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to do the opposite. It's going to decay over time. So that's how I play this shit. And you see them when we zoom all the way in now a little bit, give it a little bit fair evaluation. Let's see if we can see the difference here. Kind of hard to see on just a couple of days here. But like it will go down over time. It's going to be pretty much in sync. You can see we only had to go back to October last year. It eventually goes down over time. You see what I'm saying? You get a bigger move because it's leveraged, but it's going to shrink. So anyways, that's enough on that right now. If you want to know a little bit more, you can go back and watch that episode with Guy Adami. And maybe at the end of this show, I'll play the rap from that one. I thought that was a pretty dope rap. That was one of my first episodes of Poppin' Crypto, even though we didn't talk about crypto. I wasn't going to turn down Guy Adami coming on my channel. So yeah, that was one of the first episodes there. But yeah, that's all I got for you today, you guys. I think. Let me see. You definitely want to set tight stop losses either way because it's a little bit risky right now. You know, whether you're going long or short. I definitely wanted to call that out. I had that on my list. Let me pull back up Bitcoin here. I got all this stuff now. Yeah, I just think ultimately we're due for a pullback. I mean, look at this. It bounced right off of resistance. Right off of it. We don't have a red dot here. We're going to need definitely a downtrend to happen before that even shows up here. We're still going sideways. You never know. I'm curious to see if tomorrow's a red day in the stock market, will it make the price drop of Bitcoin? That's what I want to see. And then will these altcoins that had a big run up are they due for a pullback? So if you're looking, anybody's trading, not financial advice, but I'll be looking to take profit if I'm long. I'll put it that way. I took my profit long today on this Ondo pump. I seen a pump this big. I take it straight up. You know what I'm saying? I take that pump all day, every day. That's what I did. That was on. You can see that here on this. That was that play earlier today. So check my Twitter if you haven't, and then you'll see the plays I had closed out on that today. That's all I got for you guys today, though, man. Big announcement, though, is I'm going to be cutting back on the live streaming. So shout out to everybody who's been rocking with me, and trust me, I know who you are. Everybody in the Discord, I know who you are. So we got big things coming. I'm going to keep doing it big in the Discord. I'm trying to do it bigger in the Discord, as a matter of fact. That's what I'm trying to do, is make more content, more evergreen content. So you're going to see more of that coming. But I think that's what we'll do. We'll play out this rap I did for Guy Adami. He had a show called Trading Spaces on Twitter Spaces, which is obviously a playoff of Trading Places. So he's on the show Fast Money on CNBC. That's the show I was a guest on. And so I wrote a rap that basically is like everybody. It's like an analogy for every person who's a character on Trading Places, who they are on Fast Money. So that's the rap I wrote. I like this one a lot, y'all. This one is kind of one of my favorite ones.
My bones chilled. I mean, that's scary stuff.
He's talking about the VIX trade.
Going out of style.
Let me fast forward to the rap and we ride it out.
From CNBC's Fast Money with Melissa Lee. That's right. And I brought him on here and we're going to discuss some trade ideas. But before we interview him, I want to spit a little something about his new show, Trading Spaces. DJ Lex, drop that beat one time. Yeah. All right, I started here. I know that 22 is going to be a harder year. So I tapped in for the tips that you volunteer. We ain't even got a trip. We can stand the fear. I'm just swinging on the VIX like a chandelier. The S&P is alright, but it's some damage here. But this the show that's gonna be making the advantage clear. Trading Spaces, I can't believe they had it. Wordplay on a classic, man. You must know Twitter magic like I'm watching Trading Places, and I laughed till it hurt me. Dan and Guy Adami, that's like Aykroyd and Murphy. Bitcoin was going up, then suddenly it stopping short. Calling BK Beaks like he got a crop report. When gambling and weed stocks drop, grown men cry. But Tim's a karate man, Hebrews on the inside and wear it well. My mind makes rounds like a carousel. Jamie Lee, Melissa Lee, that's one too many parallels. Throw back like a baby Ruth. I always have to say the truth. Somebody on Fox Business will probably play the Dukes. Trading Spaces is legit. They should follow y'all. Shout out to everybody on the team. I love all of y'all. Peace, y'all.
Trading Spaces.
Yeah.
Trading space.
It's fun reminiscing with the old Papa Crypto, my boy DJ Lex.
DJ Lex.
All right, y'all, man.
DJ Lex cutting up the record.
Peace.
Trading Spaces. If you ain't sleeping, make sure you follow, like, and subscribe so that way you get notified every time we drop a new show. But without further ado, I'm going to bring on my man, Guy Adami.
Cash, that is so good. You and DJ Lex, I mean, the brilliance in there is amazing. Some of the things you said, I mean, I bruise on the inside, like Karate Man, I bruise on the inside. That is unbelievable. Good for you. Good for DJ Lex. And I'm honored to be with you, my man.